Hola guapos, ¿qué tal? And good day to you all. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all safe and well during this quarantine. Thankfully, Spain is finally out of the dark area. However, Catalonia, where Barcelona is, we're in quarantine for another 2 weeks. So if you have found yourself on this video, then I am assuming that you have seen my other video, which is linked below, about getting your first job if you want to work here in Spain. Whereas the other video is more of a summer job, this video will be dedicated to showing you what documents you need to legally work in Spain. So whether you want to work in Madrid, Ibiza, Mallorca, wherever, normally to get a 9-to-5 job as a bartender or minimum wage job, you are going to need these documents. However, this is a short disclaimer. When I applied for my NIE, which is the document you need, Britain still was part of the EU. So my experience is solely based as an EU citizen. I don't know yet how things will pan out for the Brits now. I'm sorry to be quite blunt and abrupt in this intro, it's just that I really want to get through this and make this as simple as possible and without making this video 20 minutes long. So I will be splitting this video into 2 parts. This will be the first of the 2. And also I'll be linking timestamps below so you can have the general gist of what I'm going to be covering. And while you're at it, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if this information of this video is useful and if you want to see any more. Right, the first thing you need to know, bureaucracy. Basically, it's a pain. It's a bloody pain in the arse, I'll tell you that. It's kind of like a test for the Spanish government to see how badly you really want to work in Spain, because there are a few kind of questionable aspects. Patience will definitely be a virtue during this process. The things that you will need to apply for your NIE, which is your national identity number as a foreign person, so it's NIE. So first we need to arrange an appointment at the police station or a foreign office with the police, and in my experience normally it takes about a month for the confirmation of your appointment. This is called the Cita Previa. Cita Previa meaning like prior or pre-appointment, pretty much. You need current ID photos, so you need like your passport, or like for some citizens in the EU, they do have like a card or like an ID card which you can actually use in Spain as your identity, but it is better off to use a passport. And it is also wise to make copies or photocopies of the documents that you have, because you then need 2 forms. You need to print out the EX18. I believe that's what it's called. So it's the EX18, and there is a English version. So I will be linking the PDF to the English translation of the document below. However, your appointment and the form has to be completed in Spanish. The second form that you need is the form 790. The 790 is a form which you basically have to pay to get this permit, or get the permit. It's not much, but again, I'll cover that later on in the video. You also need a copy of a job contract, or in some cases, if you are studying, if you are a student and if you have proof that you are studying in Spain, then that could be used as proof of you wanting to be here. Does that make sense? So first off, with booking your appointment, unfortunately to book an appointment, it is in Spanish, and even though I was confident when I first arrived here, even I had difficulty understanding the website and organising my appointment. So I in fact used a service called, I think it's mynie.co.uk. What they do is you pay them £30, because it's a UK company. You pay them £30 and they will organise your appointment for you. There is an option for you to apply for your NIE and your social security. However, social security is better separate. So I recommend just doing your NIE first. And it's not a scam, trust me, I have used it many times because I have unfortunately had many times where I went in and I didn't have all the right papers. So yeah, I can confirm that the site isn't a scam and it works. So at the end of it, you will receive an email confirming what date, time and place, like where your appointment will be, and it's better to be early than late. So concerning photocopies of my passport, well, I don't own a printer. I didn't own a printer because I was staying in hostels. I used a printing service. There are so many shops here in Barcelona. You just go in, you pay them 50 cents and they print off the documents for you, or they scan your passport, whatever. Now the EX18 form, it has to be filled completely in Spanish. As I've said, I have linked the translation below, but do remember that it has to be filled out in Spanish. Just to kind of like briefly run it through, basically you just need to put in like your passport number, your personal details, where you live. The two other boxes on the first page I would just ignore because you don't have a lawyer, you don't have other people representing you, like, yeah. So you just fill up the top box and yeah. And the second page, you want to tick the box appropriate for you. And I wasn't applying for residency, I was just applying for my NIE. I'll be honest, with this part, I wasn't too sure. I just left it blank. Don't know if that was a good idea. The lady who attended me to finally get my NIE, like, she helped me out with that area. The police are scary-ish, but they'll be able to help you because all it takes is just a pen and just like a tick, you know. So passport photos, pretty self-explanatory. But I took extra passport photos, like the ones that you take in a booth, like a photo booth, and photo booths like that are dotted around everywhere, mainly in the metro station. I didn't need them. I needed them for, I think, residency and or social security, but I had my passport anyway, so proof of identity. Now, job contract. Now this is an absolute sorry, I'm sorry, but yeah. Here's the rub. So in Spain, to get your NIE, you need to have a job contract to apply for the permit or an offer. However, I have been to so many interviews, they asked me, have you got your NIE? No. So I was wondering if I could get a job offer if you want me to work with you. Sorry, if you don't have your NIE, then you can't work with us. You can't get the NIE without a job contract, but you can't get a job contract if you don't have the NIE. Yeah. So this is why I recommend, if you are a student or even, for example, studying here for, it doesn't even have to be a long course, but if you're studying here, it is easier to get the NIE. I know so many uni students here who have got their NIE, they've literally just started their course and they were able to apply for their permit, which is good. I was able to go to my appointment with a job contract and proof that I wanted to work. The people who are assessing these applications, they only want to see a job contract or just proof that you want to work here in Spain. Okay, and finally, this is the last step to get your NIE, you need to use that form, I think it was the 790. So unlike the form, the EX18, that you are able to hand write, fill out by hand, this form you have to fill out via computer. As when you take this form to a bank, it's a computer that reads the document, and yeah. In some of these printing shops here in Barcelona, again, I used the computer, filled out the document, printed it in the same shop, perfect. With this document, I did it on the day of my appointment. I think that was just a rule that it had to be valid the same day. So on the day of your appointment, go to the bank with this printed out form dated to the same day. However, another problem is that most banks will not help you. I had been up and down the street into Santander, it was B something, I don't know, and they refused to accept the payment and the form that I was handing in. I will tell you now and recommend to you, this is the bank that I'm with now. I opened a bank account with this bank because they were the only branch that actually helped me get my NIE. It's called Sabadell. It's called Sabadell, it's double L. But yeah, so I recommend doing it with this bank. I was there 8:30 in the morning, before the bank even opened. I had everything in order. Guy literally was like, yeah, all right. And I paid, I think it was like 12 to 20 euro. I think that's about like the rough average, or a rough guess anyway. But I went through all of that stress, so you don't have to. So go with Sabadell, they're brilliant. All right, to go through that form, the 790, I've also given some more tips and tricks because again, it has to be in Spanish. So you need to fill out your basic information, your name, passport number, and the address that you are at, preferably the same address that you put down on your NIE application. After your basic information, you need to put a dot in autoliquidación and then move on, assuming that you haven't begun to pay tax yet. So that's just assuming you haven't started earning money. If you are applying for your NIE, which is, I am assuming while you're here, you need to tick the box that says Asignación de Número de Identidad de Extranjero, which is the NIE, okay? The other last two sections are pretty straightforward, but you just need to state if you're going to pay in cash or card. So cash, efectivo, card, tarjeta. And yeah, I paid mine in cash, literally, just like, and it's easy peasy. Finally, on the day of your appointment, just please take care that you pay attention to the location. There are so many different locations to go for this interview. On the interview that I finally got my NIE, I had to go to Sabadell. So like the bank, yes, I know, but there is actually a town outside of Barcelona. It took me an hour and a half on the bus, but I got it in the end, so it's okay. But do make sure that you pay attention to the address, the time, and yeah. And let's be real, like, okay, so all you really need, sorry, I'm gonna whip my NIE out. All you really need is this bloody piece of green paper. I'm not gonna try and like, but it has this stamp. This stamp is all you need. All that stress or whatever, but that's all you need to get your NIE. Can you tell I'm like happy? This is like bringing back so much like stress from when I was trying to figure this all out. Okay, well that brings me to the end of part 1 of this 2-part series on how to get your papers in order to work in Spain. So this is in fact a triptych. So in this video I've covered how to get your NIE, which is the most difficult part. The other 2 will be how to open a bank account and how to get your Seguridad Social. And those 2 are pretty easygoing, easy flowing after the NIE. And maybe I could even touch on how to get your padronamiento. But again, that's a different story. But I'll tell you what, like, if a video like this was out there, it would have made my life so much easier. 100%. Anyway, I thank you so much for you guys that have stuck all the way till the end. And I hope you found this part useful. Please stay tuned for the next one. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Ciao, queridos.